I sat down at a conference. I came in late, sat down. It was lunchtime, and there's two guys sitting at the table. And so I introduced myself. I had my plate of food. They're already eating. And I say, where are you guys from? They say, well, we're at this conference here, but we're from SC Johnson. It was a conference on collaborative work teams. And they mentioned to me that they weren't like executives or managers like a lot of the people at the conference. They were just regular guys who worked on the shop floor in manufacturing. And they told me this story about the boss. This is a family-owned company, and so this is Mr. Johnson. And the story was that a new HR director, human resources director, had been hired. There'd been a search committee, and they'd selected this guy, and it was a done deal. But he had to meet Mr. Johnson, and so he goes up to the president's office, and the secretary says, "Well, have a seat, and Mr. Johnson will be with you in a few minutes." And so he sits down, and this gentleman kind of walks by, and he's wearing a sweater like mine, and blue jeans. And so this new HR director says, "Hey fella, can you get me a cup of coffee?" And the guy looks at him and says, Sure, I'll get you a cup of coffee." And he disappears for a minute and comes back with a coffee cup, says, "Thank you," and this guy with the sweater walks off. A few moments later, the secretary says, "Mr. Johnson, we'll see you now." And he walks into the president's office, and behind the desk is this guy wearing the sweater, and he gets up and shakes his hand and says, "Hello, I'm Mr. Johnson. I'm the president of the company. I know that you're going to be a new HR director here. Let me tell you, I'll be glad to get you coffee anytime you want, but don't treat my employees like that."
Oh, wow.
And I said to myself, I would like to work for that company. So, I think that's a really good illustration of an organizational story, but it's not one that's being delivered, from the lectern by the president or by the PR guy. It's not something that they're pumping out in their public relations campaign. It's just a couple of guys sitting around telling about their company.